Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. I'm very happy to have you here, guys. I'm so excited to film today's video. In today's video I want to share my thoughts on a fragrance called the Secret Musk from Khadlaj. You guys, I cannot count the number of either requests that I have received to review this fragrance or the number of recommendations that I have received to try this fragrance. So many people that follow my channel and they know my love for Arabians Tonka told me that I have to try this fragrance, and also under the video for Noir d'Arabie or in every layering video where I have mentioned either Arabians Tonka, either Noir d'Arabie, I received the request either to review it, either to just try it because it's amazing. So like I've mentioned, today I want to share my thoughts on a fragrance called Secret Musk from Khadlaj. That's an amazing start. So I want to let you know how this fragrance smells like, how it evolves, if I find it similar to Arabians Tonka. Also, if I'm not getting sidetracked for too long in this video, I will also compare it to Noir d'Arabie a little bit. So in case you have either Arabians Tonka or Noir d'Arabie, and you would be curious to hear how both of those fragrances compare to this fragrance, then that's your video. Yeah, by the way, if I haven't inserted by now, I will add now a beautiful clip with the presentation of this fragrance. So you saw the presentation, now let's get into the scent profile. You guys, if you are familiar with the smell of Arabians Tonka, upon the first sniff of this fragrance, you will get the resemblance to Arabians Tonka 1000%. It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. By the way, thank you so much to everyone who either requested me to review this fragrance or to anyone who recommended me to try this fragrance. You were right. I do love this fragrance and I'm very happy to have it in my collection, and I feel like by my face you can tell it is a fragrance that I genuinely would recommend for you to try. But let me not give you too much of a spoiler, and let me just describe you how this fragrance smells like. So it opens up with a saffron and with that beautiful sugary accord. The sugar accord in the opening, it feels very nuanced, very layered. It feels almost a little bit gritty. It feels very, that crystal sugar, you know, so it's very textured in a way, and it opens up in such a loud and explosive manner, you guys. So you get the sugar that's dense, that's very textured, that feels very rich, extremely sweet, with that beautiful and slightly translucent saffron that adds a beautiful spicy touch to the opening of this fragrance. I know it has listed red fruits in the opening, so basically I will add here the notes breakdown in case I haven't inserted it up until this point. But if you take a look at the notes breakdown of this fragrance of Secret Musk, and if you take a look at the notes breakdown of Arabians Tonka, you might be tempted to think that this is a twist on the DNA of Arabians Tonka, and this is what I thought, that it would be like a twist on the DNA. And indeed it does have a slight chocolatey undertone that I do detect it from the heart till the dry down, but besides this, you guys, to me it follows the exact same scent trajectory or scent direction, just like Arabians Tonka. It's so sweet, so loud, such a statement fragrance, you guys. It's a beautiful, beautiful fragrance. So this is how it opens up, in a very loud and powerful and confident manner. Is definitely the kind of fragrance that when you smell it right in the opening, you'll be like, oh my god, what is this? You know, at least it has, or it had, a wow effect on me. Even though I love this fragrance and I already know how this fragrance smells like, but this fragrance still, it opens up in such a way, you guys. It's so loud, but this loud quality of the fragrance will not stay throughout the different stages of the development of this fragrance. To me, it's the loudest in the opening, and then let's just say it gets to be a little bit more well behaved, in a sense, you know. It's not as obnoxious, is not as intrusive as Arabians Tonka is, but still this is not a fragrance that someone could say it's like a skin scent, or is the kind of fragrance that you could do like 50 sprays of this fragrance and nobody will be offended. No, this is still a very loud fragrance. It's just in comparison to Arabians Tonka, I feel like the loud character, that very unapologetic, low-key intrusive, low-key obnoxious quality of Arabians Tonka. Let's just say it holds, or it manages to hold that quality through the heart, through the heart part, and also up until the dry down. To me, Arabians Tonka definitely has much more of an oomph to it, but this is not to say that this is a soft fragrance, because it's definitely not. Now, let me tell you how it smells in the heart. See, as you go to the heart part, that very nuanced and textured quality of the sugar accord, it toned down, and now it became much more smooth, in a sense that it doesn't feel as gritty, as layered, as nuanced, you know. The saffron is still there, but you will get this saffrony, sugary quality from the opening up until the last bit of the dry down. This to me is the emblematic trace of Arabians Tonka, or of any other fragrances inspired by this DNA. This is what makes this DNA stand out to me, you know. So you will get this emblematic accord, let's just say, from the opening up until the dry down. Is just, to me, the fragrance in the opening felt a little bit more cold. However, in the heart, especially on your skin, the scent, as it starts to open up, it gets to be very warm. Not to the point where it exudes warmth from within, in a sense. It's not that warming up kind of fragrance, but it definitely feels very warm. It lost that cold touch. And you guys, I also detect a little bit of that tonka bean, that together with the sugary accord, they create such a beautiful, rich, full-bodied, dense accord that overall just adds a lot of thickness to the fragrance. And I also, you guys, I detect an accord, and I'm guessing that might be the chocolate accord that they listed. But look, when I smell it, I can say that I smell this fragrance and I'm like, oh, this is a chocolate fragrance, like chocolate greedy from Montale, for instance, or like chocolate musk from El Hub, for instance. However, I do detect in the heart an accord that feels gently or slightly sweet, dry, and a little bit powdery, and I'm guessing that's the chocolate accord. But it's a chocolate accord done in a similar way. Let me just arrange my blouse. In a similar way to the chocolate accord done in Modest d'Eau for Women from Afnan. And what I mean by this is in the fact that it's very subtle. It's in the background, in a sense. I actually feel like the chocolate accord in this fragrance, compared to the chocolate accord in Modest d'Eau from Afnan, the chocolate accord here is even more mellow, more muted, more in the background. To me, it just adds another layer of complexity to the fragrance, another accord that adds a little bit of sweetness to the fragrance, and also a little bit of dryness, but without taking the shine away from the sugary accord. Like I've mentioned, the sugar, the saffron, and that tonka bean, this is the trio. The oak moss slowly but surely starts to appear. And again, if you know Arabians Tonka, you know that the oak moss, to me, like if I were to say what makes Arabians Tonka emblematic for Arabians Tonka, is the sugar with the saffron and with the oak moss. That's that, you guys. The oud, again, you have the oud accord here in Arabians Tonka. It's not the kind of oud accord that's like your Hindi style of oud or your Cambodian style of oud. To me, the oud here, it's a very rich woody accord, but it's a woody style of oud, if you can picture what I mean. It's not the kind of woody accord that feels sour or fermented or pungent by any means, you know. Personally, here I know you have listed an oud accord, but if I were to compare these fragrances side by side a little bit, I don't detect any woody accord here. I'm not really sure if the fragrance needs to sit or anything like this. This is a pretty recent batch. I feel like it came out around 4 months ago, if I remember correctly. So I'm not really sure if the fragrance needs to sit a little bit so the oud accord can come to life, or if it's just a more likable and, let's just say, a more well-behaved version of Arabians Tonka to me. But this fragrance is so beautiful. This is such a statement fragrance. This is such a showstopper. If you want a loud fragrance that doesn't just... If you want an overall loud fragrance that screams something luxurious, expensive, opulent, is that kind of fragrance that definitely leaves an impression on anyone, either a good impression, either a bad impression. But if you wear this fragrance and you go somewhere, this is the kind of fragrance that definitely everyone around you will be able to smell it on you. Of course, depending on how many sprays you would do, yada yada, but this is a loud fragrance. period. Bear in mind, you guys, please bear in mind, of course, I feel like it goes without saying, but I'm very subjective when I review this fragrance because this is a scent profile that I love. This is a fragrance that I love. I think this is my second bottle and I have a Becca bottle, and if I'm always on the hunt for another Becca bottle of Arabians Tonka, like if I find it for a good price, yeah. And I am so happy to have this fragrance in my collection. This is pretty much everything I wanted to tell you about how this fragrance smells like I've mentioned. As it evolves on your skin, it does change indeed. However, the changes are very subtle. I cannot say it's a linear fragrance because I do notice differences compared to how it smelled in the opening versus how it smells in the dry down. But it follows a very similar scent direction, and it follows the scent direction of Arabians Tonka. To me, if I were to, let's just say, quickly compare the two, I would say Arabians Tonka is definitely louder. How to describe it to you guys? To me, Arabians Tonka, let me just take this part off so it doesn't dingle in my microphone. So Arabians Tonka, it's loud. To me, this is a fragrance that genuinely feels untamed, you guys. This is a wild fragrance. This is not a fragrance for the faint of heart. This is not a fragrance for those who want something very elegant. To me, when you have a fragrance that's this loud and this look intrusive, in all honesty, this is not an elegant fragrance, you know. Of course, you could do one spray, maybe then it could be more of an elegant fragrance, but when I want something elegant, I don't reach for Arabians Tonka. I reach for Arabians Tonka when I want something that makes me feel very powerful, very confident, very put together, and overall, when I want a fragrance that's a statement fragrance, that's an edgy fragrance, that's a wild fragrance, that's a fragrance created to be everywhere in the room, you know, like this fragrance. So I had to change the memory cards because I ran out of space on that memory card. Now I was comparing these two fragrances a little bit, and I was telling you how this is an extremely loud, true beast mode kind of fragrance. And to me, even though scent wise they follow, I mean this one follows the same direction as this one, of course, you guys, if I smell them side by side, I will notice perhaps this accord in the opening is a little bit more pronounced, this accord in the heart is a little bit more toned down, or let's just say this is created in that manner in that fragrance, here it's a little bit in this manner in this fragrance, you know. However, I feel like without going into the nitty-gritty comparison part of the video, because to me they are so similar that it's pointless to do such an in-depth comparison in a sense, because at the end of the day, people who want to purchase this fragrance, they want something similar, and they will not purchase this fragrance just to compare it to this fragrance all day long and to search for the differences in a sense, you know. I mean, of course, if there would be more differences, I would mention. To me, the main difference that I detect scent-wise, this is a tad, I wanted to say brighter, but I don't find it brighter per se, but it's less dark compared to this one, because here you have this very rich, full-bodied woody accord. Of course, that's mixed with the sugar, with the oak moss, with the slight translucency, with the saffron, with the tonka bean here. So it's not like the oud that you find in fragrances like Mukhalat al-Shams from Ajmal, or you find in fragrances like Bin Sheikh from Ahmed al-Maghribi. It's not that style of oud. However, here, even though the oud accord is listed, personally I don't detect it at all. Yeah, not in the heart, not in the opening, not in the heart, not in the dry down. No, to me it's the sugar that dominates this fragrance. It's the sugar with the saffron, with that beautiful tonka bean quality that emphasizes even more the sugary accord with the oak moss, you guys. To me, yeah, this is the quality, not the quality. These are the accords that shine the most in this fragrance. So there I say, if you are struggling, let's just say maybe you really love this scent profile, but you are struggling a little bit with the woody accord here, to me this is a much safer option in this sense. They are extremely similar. If someone were to smell this fragrance on you and that person is familiar with the DNA of this fragrance, they will automatically assume it's Arabians Tonka. This is how similar they are, you guys, you know. So this is why I feel like it's pointless to go into the nitty-gritty comparison stuff, because they're extremely similar. Now, what I wanted to also say, yes, strength wise, this is definitely stronger. Not to say that this is not a strong fragrance, because it's a very strong fragrance, but this is stronger. This opens up in a very loud and bold and untamed way, like I've mentioned, and it manages to maintain this bold, loud, untamed quality throughout the development in a sense. I feel like it's only in the last bit of the dry down that goes a little bit smoother. Not smoother in a sense of refined, smoother in a sense that it's less loud in a way, you know. Whereas this fragrance is the loudest, is the heaviest, is the most obnoxious one in the opening, but then this one quickly almost like melts into your skin in a sense, so it's not as untamed. Yeah, let's just call it is not as untamed. To me, this is a quality that actually makes this fragrance a bit more easier to wear. So like I've mentioned, if you're struggling with this fragrance but you love how it smells, you are thinking to try this fragrance, try it, because I can tell you it's much more easy to wear, but it's not so much more easy to wear because it smells diluted, or because, yeah, it's just a sugary fragrance and that's about it. No, it smells like a version of Arabians Tonka that's a little bit more tamed, and let's just say a bit more well behaved. You know, it's a little bit more well behaved than this one. So yeah, scent wise, this is the main difference that I have noticed. So if perhaps you are not the biggest fan of that woody accord, don't worry, here you will not detect it. So this is everything I wanted to say about the scent of this fragrance. Let me briefly mention the performance. The performance is amazing, you guys. I received this fragrance, so today I received it 2 days prior. Not yesterday, the day before that. So I have actually worn it myself for a full day, and the longevity for this fragrance is amazing. As a reference, I applied it, I received the package, I opened it up immediately and I sprayed it on my skin. I did 3 sprays, 2 here, 1 here on my wrist. And I did those sprays around 10 a.m. and I kid you not, you guys, at 6:30 p.m. the scent lingered, and it lingered up. I feel like at 8 p.m. I was still able to get traces of the fragrance here, and it was a day where I had to cook, where I had to wash lots of dishes. So, you know, even though like I didn't purposely wash this part, but a little bit of water got here, a little bit of dish soap, you know. However, the fragrance still lingered, and I have to be very honest, I was surprised by this aspect. I was not expecting, this is what I wanted to say, that I was not expecting this fragrance to last so well on my skin, but it really managed to do that. And it lasts, you guys, without the DNA like collapsing, you know, without feeling like a flat fragrance. Like the texture of this fragrance is done well, like the similarities to Arabians Tonka, they're on point. Like I only have good words to tell you about this fragrance. The only thing is, don't purchase it from Notino for almost like 100 euros, because look, like for 100 euros you can purchase this fragrance basically, you know. So yeah, but besides this, if you find it for a good price and if you wanted to try something very similar to Arabians Tonka with the twist that I've described you when I spoke about the scent profile, definitely try it. I don't think you will be disappointed. All in all, it's an extremely similar fragrance. Now yes, a projection seems like a very loud fragrance, you guys. It seems like an extremely loud fragrance. Of course, not as loud as this one. I look here because I have this fragrance here. Not as loud as this one, but this is still a very loud fragrance. At least this is the feeling I got from wearing it. Of course, I only smelled it on myself, so I cannot like comment, you know, how much it projects or everything like this. But the performance is definitely above average, and for the price, chef's kiss. So yeah, let me see. Gender, because it has or because it lacks, better choice of words, because it lacks that woody quality, either it lacks it, either let's just say didn't have a chance to fully develop, because the batch is, let's just say it's a pretty recent batch. I feel like this is a unisex that leans slightly more feminine. So if you're a woman and you thought this is too masculine for your taste, yet you would still like something that feels similar to this one, test this fragrance. Of course, start with a sample so you can be sure. So this is everything I wanted to tell you about this fragrance. All in all, you guys, I think it's a beautiful fragrance. I already know that this autumn winter season, this is a scent that I will be reaching for a lot. This one with Arabians Tonka, layered, not layered. And something else, you guys, I cannot wait to get into the fall winter section of no, let me rephrase this. I cannot wait to start talking about fall and winter fragrances here on my channel. I have already thought of so many video ideas for the fall and winter, because truthfully, that is my zone. Like, those are my fragrances. Those are the kind of fragrances that suit my taste the best, describe me the best. I don't know, those are the kind of fragrances that I resonate the most with. In summer, I feel like, let's just say, what I choose to wear in summer might not be everyone's cup of tea, but if you love bold fragrances, or if you love, let's just say, seductive, mysterious, sexy fragrances, or very naughty and playful, or very bold and mysterious and opulent fragrances, then this fall season, be ready, because I have a lot of amazing videos coming up. Thank you so much for watching. If you have tried this fragrance, I would love to hear your feedback on the fragrance. Let me know how it smells like to you. Let me know if you love it, if you hate it, even though how can you hate a fragrance like this? I don't know. Also, something I want to mention, you guys, please keep in mind, of course, in this video I'm very biased when I review this fragrance, because it's a scent that not only that I love how it smells, but it's a scent that, I don't know, it's so dear and close to my heart, you know. So of course I cannot be objective when I review something like this, you know. So please keep in mind, if you hate the DNA of Arabians Tonka, you will not like this fragrance because they are so similar. However, if you love the DNA, if you wanted something similar, I would highly encourage you to test it. Start with a sample, start with a decant, and see how you feel about the fragrance. But yes, I will see you in my next video. Don't forget to subscribe, you guys, because a lot of you are watching my videos, but you are not subscribed. Why? Subscribe, you guys. Subscribe, like my videos. This way you can show some appreciation, and it will encourage me to create more content here on YouTube. Again, don't forget to follow me on Instagram if you want. I will leave my handle up here, but I will see you in my next video. But until then, thank you so much for watching, you guys, and I want to wish you an amazing day wherever you are. Bye.